nationwide industrial action by Labour Party Congress has begun, NLC.
And the Kano State chapter has joined the strike. However, the compliance level is not 100%, as many schools are operating while some are sending students back home. The Audu Bako Secretariat gate was opened this morning, and despite there were leaves being hung at the gate, while some workers were seen entering the Secretariat. Meanwhile, the federal government says the strike action called by leaders of the Nigeria Labour Congress and Trade Union Congress, asking for workers to commence a strike action, is not in national interest, as a restraining order was issued last week by Justice Benedict Bakwash Kanyip of the National Industrial Court. A statement by the Special Advisor to the President on Information and Strategy, Bayo Nonuga, explains that the decision by the NLC and TUC, other than being an ego-tripping move, is clearly unwarranted, but an attempt to blackmail the government by the leadership of the NLC. The statement quotes, "We're still at a loss as to why the NLC and TUC decided to punish a whole country of over 200 million people over a personal matter involving the NLC president, Mr. Joe Ajaero, whose error of judgment led to an assault on him in Owerri, the Imo State capital, while he was planning to incite the workers in Imo State into a needless strike." It further adds that the federal government does not condone any form of violence and assault on any citizen of Nigeria, regardless of his or her social and economic status. It is on record that the Inspector General of Police has ordered an investigation into what happened to Mr. Ajaero, while the Commissioner of Police in Imo State, under whose watch the incident happened, has been transferred out of the state. He warned that the national economy and social activities should not suffer because of the personal interest of any labor leader and the flagrant disobedience to court orders and lack of respect for the judiciary, which should not be what the organized labor should be championing. He reiterates that this strike action is illegal, immoral, unjustifiable, and irresponsible. And there's more on the strike called by organized labor and the level of compliance in many states of the Federation, but that will come your way after this break. Stay with us. Welcome back. The governorship election in Imo State may have come and gone, but the dust is yet to settle as the Labour Party and the PDP are calling for an outright cancellation due to irregularities that allegedly marred the exercise. At a press conference in Owerri, the state capital, the governorship candidates of the Labour Party, Athan Achonu, and the PDP, Samuel Ayaun, say the election is below standard and a dent on the integrity of INEC. Meanwhile, some INEC-accredited election observers have commended the electoral umpire and security operatives for the conduct of the election.
48 hours after the result of the Imo State governorship election was announced, with Senator Opuzodinma of the APC emerging as the winner of the poll. The People's Democratic Party and the Labour Party in the state are calling for an outright cancellation of the poll.
At the watchful eye of the security operatives, a chairman of a party who is a state agent of a party was molested, assaulted, bundled out of the place, and nobody raised an issue. I saw what happened in Bayelsa when such an incident wanted to take place. All the security agents came to the rescue of the man in question. But here, Bayelsa is 8 local governments. Up to now as we speak, collection is still going on. Imo State with 27 local governments, collection took place under 1 hour.
From information available to us now, it was even the EOs who were sharing their money to RAs and the collation officers. The EOs were sharing it, telling them what to do, giving them already written results. We have now written to the INEC chairman for a total review of that election so that whoever is the victor will be announced, or outright cancellation of the election.
Meanwhile, the All Progressive Congress APC has also reacted to the outcome of the result with
State Chairman McDonald Ebere, the election was free, fair and credible.
we accept with every sense of humility the result of the election as announced, which is a comprehensive, undiluted, unmitigated, and unreserved verdict of our people. The victory of our party and the governor in the 27 local government areas of the state is no doubt a reflection of the popularity and acceptability of the shared prosperity administration of Governor Hope Uzodimma. This victory is symbolic and uncommon as it is unprecedented.
However, at a joint press briefing by a group of INEC accredited observers who monitored the election across the 27 local government areas of the state, commended INEC and security operatives over the conduct of the exercise.
We conclude by stating very categorically that the November 11, 2023 Imo State governorship election actually took place as scheduled, under a very peaceful and calm atmosphere. The exercise was transparent, credible, free, and fair, in line with democratic tenets and constitutional democracy. We therefore adjudge it to have met the international best practices for democratic election.
The Imo State governorship election is one of the 3 off-cycle elections conducted by the Independent National Electoral Commission last Saturday, with 17 political parties in the contest for the #1 seat in the state. At the end, the incumbent, Senator Hope Uzodimma of the APC, was declared winner with 540,308 votes.
There's more on the off-cycle elections, as the governorship candidate of the People's Democratic Party in Kogi State, Mr. Dino Melaye, has alleged several discrepancies in last Saturday's off-cycle election in the state. Mr. Melaye alleges overvoting and discrepancies in 17 of the 21 local government areas in the state. He spoke on our sister political program, Politics Today.
Overvoting in 17 local governments, including my local government, Ijumu local government. Accreditation from EC8A. You can see what it is. Then see the discrepancies with what you have in Rivers accreditation. Just look at it. It's so clear, so open, so brazenly done, so shamelessly done, so ridiculously done. Remember yesterday when INEC made a press release, they said there were discrepancies or reported discrepancies in 5 local governments and that they were investigating it. INEC said they were investigating it. While you were investigating, you went ahead to declare those local governments. You will see how mutilated the result sheets are. You will see where PDP votes were cancelled and reduced. This is an example of one. You know, PDP votes there cancelled and reduced, while that of APC increased. I have about 10 of such results here. All of this is just an example, but I have more than 200 results. And there are 72 polling units where I won elections in Lokoja local government. At the point of announcement, they said there are no result sheets. They said there are no result sheets. Result sheets now manifested at the collation center.
Meanwhile, the candidate of the African Democratic Congress
in the November 11, 2023 governorship election in Kogi State, Mr. Leke Abejide is calling on President Tinubu to revamp the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, in order to ensure the delivery of free, fair, and credible elections. Addressing a news conference in Lokoja, the state capital, Mr. Abejide says the conduct of the electoral umpire in the just concluded polls is a far cry from the promise made by the commission to organize credible elections that will reflect the will of the electorate. Mr. Abejide, who says he is not prepared to challenge the outcome of the election in court, claims that despite the introduction of technology, INEC deliberately falsified results even in his own stronghold in order to guarantee the victory of the All Progressives Congress.
Everybody is sad because of the way the election went in some areas. So I want to appeal to my followers that they should take it in good faith. That is how God wants it. There's no point of fighting anybody or causing crises anywhere. Let us move forward. Let us think how to adjust all the lapses we saw, even from our own side. we should sit down and look into it so that the future can be better. In future, we'll be able to do better and even win the election. Please, I'm talking to all my supporters across the 21 local government. Please remain calm and take this as an act of God. That is how God wants it. Whoever has won, or those that has been declared, you let it go. There's no point of going to any court. There is no point of wasting the resources of the government even though they cancel it. Those of us that are political actors, there's no how you can contest election without using resources. It's a lot of wasting of the government resources and your personal resources. So I'm not in support of cancellation.
And now back to the reports on the strike called by organized labor. The headquarters of the Kaduna Electricity Distribution Company, officials of the National Union of Electricity Employees locked the main gates and prevented both staff and customers from gaining access into the offices. Reacting to the development, the Northwest Zonal Organizing Secretary of the National Union of Electricity Employees, Bukat Barde, says the manhandling of the NLC president is a total assault on the entire Nigerian workers that shouldn't be swept under the carpet. He vows that the strike is total and indefinite until the federal government yields to the demands of labor unions. At the Kaduna State Secretariat, located along the Independence Way in the metropolis, workers were seen in their offices carrying out their official functions. Some of the civil servants say they were not aware of the NLC strike and have not been given any directive to join the industrial action. Some banks along the Yakubu Gowon Way also opened for service as customers were seen going into the banking hall to transact their businesses.
I'm not giving any directives that we should go on strike. I'm working.
We locked the premises, not only Kaduna Electric, the entire power sector, which is my constituency, in compliance with the directive of Nigerian Labour Congress as an affiliate of Nigerian Labour Congress. In respect to the brutality and the maltreatment given to the president of Nigerian Labour Congress, Comrade Joe Ajero, who happens to be the General Secretary of National Union of Electricity Employees. This happened in Imo, and we look at it inhuman. It's uncalled for. It's not expected of a democratically elected government. And it's funny that Nigerian government is handling this with a kid glove. If you call it personal issue, it's like you went to Imo on his own. He was in Imo for an official assignment for Nigerian workers. It was a Nigerian workers assignment that took him to Imo. That was what happened. He went there to address the workers in respect of the issues that are having with the government. And funny enough, that met him there.
As part of efforts to upscale the standard of education in Zamfara State, the state government has suspended further licensing of private schools in the state. Speaking in Gusau, the state capital, Governor Dauda Lawal declares a state of emergency in the education sector in the state, noting that over 245 schools will be renovated across 14 local government areas. Mr. Lawal said teachers and education managers in the state will also be trained.
In my campaign manifesto and inaugural speech, I made a promise to the people of Zamfara State that my administration would implement policies and programs aimed at reforming the education sector. As a result, my administration has commenced the following emergency response: construction and renovation of 245 schools across the 14 local government areas of the state, to provide two-seater desks for pupils and students, totaling 9,542 schools across in the 40 local government areas. To equip the constructed 145 schools within 619 tables and 926 chairs for teachers across the 40 local government areas. As part of the emergency response, teachers and education managers at all levels will receive training and retraining in all subject areas. In order to maintain a minimum level of quality in the delivery of education, the government has suspended the license of private schools providers in the state. This is done to ensure that private schools meet the required standards for providing quality education in a comfortable environment.
Let me know your thoughts in the comment below. Don't forget to like, share and stay on our channel to get all updates and be the first to get notified in the future. Thanks for watching, guys.